So just like the furry fandom is such a great and very welcoming and very fun kind of community, it's also one of the most toxic and one of the most very dangerous communities that you can get a part of. Why? Let's find out real quick. This video is from Zmeows. This is furry incidents explained by a big fuzzy cat. Every furry con incident explained, so of course conventions are full of a billion people. There has to be one or two bad eggs in the bunch, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what has happened in some of these furry cons and let the master explain it. Let's go.
Furry conventions are a one-stop shop for fuzzy magic and an economic boom for the city it's held in. You have thousands to tens of thousands of fuzzballs taking time off work and spending hundreds to thousands of dollars while also wearing outfits that aren't that cheap to party, drink, and party, and panels, maybe some not so great panels, but panels nonetheless. And with some of these events pushing towards the 20,000 attendee mark, it's kind of a big deal when a disaster strikes. And over the long history of furry conventions, there have been a few. So today, I'm going to be going over some of these spectacle cons and revisit some of the wildest incidents in furry convention history.
Yep. So obviously, there is your discretion advisory. Advisory on my side, if you're doing something that's not hurting anyone, do it, whatever. But if you're actually physically hurting someone or getting to a situation that is really fucked up, get the fuck out of it or don't be a part of it. Obviously, we do not allow any zoophiles or any pedophiles in our community. As far as I know, anyone that ever has gotten called out on it or has been seen or found out guilty of this thing, they were kicked out right away or even banned from conventions. So the con is usually a very safe place. At the same time, it could also be dangerous because there is a lot of adults around and there's a lot of children around. A lot of humans are around. It's just humans in big costumes. So be wary, be aware of your surroundings. No matter who is around you, always keep in mind that you should have common sense and you should understand when you're in a huge group of people that one of those people out of the 100,000 there may be bad. So just keep a sense on your mind to be aware of some of the bad people in the world, even if it's at a furry convention. So with that being said, let's continue.
The fake gun incident. Furry Weekend Atlanta 2024. At every furry convention that you attend, you're not only going to see a lot of furries, but also a handful of cosplayers of different fictional and sometimes non-fictional characters. And with that understanding, these are TACFurs, or tactical furries. They're a group of furries that show interest in tactical gear and relative accessories, which by extension includes prep weapons. Now, in comes a cosplayer dressed up as Bon Voyage from The Incredibles. Borrowing a gun replica from one of the TACFurs, they began aiming the gun prop at crowds of fursuiters from the edge of a balcony. At first glance, there was little if not any negative feedback to this. That is, until you checked Twitter only a little after the incident took place. Pictures, videos, and opinions were thrown around everywhere, but the overall result was that FWA tightened up their cosplay rules, disallowing prop weapons unless they've been cleared by staff. An incident so big that the other larger conventions soon adapted into their own rules. The Sword Incident. Anthrocon 2024.
So in basics, even like I go to Renaissance Fair up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I also go to Midwest Fur Fest. Obviously, you know, I've seen some like people dressed up as, you know, a knight. They have a sword. They have a real sword, and either it's like kind of a stage sword where obviously you hit your hand, it won't hurt, it'll just maybe sting a little because it's just like blocked up. That's the kind of sword that I have for my pirate cosplay. But when you're in a convention with a lot of people, a lot of children too, you could worry them because we've had gun violence threatened on us. We've had bomb and gas violence threatened on us as well. And it's kind of just fucked up because these are just asshole humans that think that they could just say something and make people afraid of them. Not me. I really don't give a fuck. Come at me. So when it comes to something like this, you shouldn't bring, you know, costume or fake weapons, as long as someone knows who you are, they have your ID or something, and the weapon is cleared. It's either safety tied, just like they do at Renaissance Fair. They safety tie any kind of swords. They must be in a sheath at all time. Um, for guns, if it's a fake gun, it would have to be cleared by staff or had like an orange tip on it, because I do airsoft. I have tactical gear too, and I don't wear my fake gun out in the middle of the forest and in like my walking paths next to the high school that I live by. There's no, there's no way that I do that, and that's something that just has to be common sense. Make sure you don't accidentally cause a scene because you want to look cool. Yes, it's really cool, but at the same time, you could just wear all the gear without the gun on there, or you can have a squirt gun. A lot of people actually just throw a squirt gun in there just to make it look like you have a gun. They even throw a fake plastic gun, like a big thick orange gun in there, and it's just for like training purposes. Police use it without like real, shooting ability. Just use it for like holding, like to hold it right, how your stance is, and those fake model guns can be used to make your character look semi-realistic. You can even like spray paint it, in a cool color or something, and throw it in your suit pocket. Just to make sure that people know that it's not real. And just like have it there and noticeable to where people could tell it's not real. From very far away, it's going to be hard to tell that, but as long as everything is cleared up, you shouldn't have any problems. So, anyway, moving on. Next incident.
Early morning of July 4th, the police were called in for reports of someone bleeding and screaming in the hallway of the Wyndham Grand downtown hotel, pretty much in the heart of Pittsburgh. This incident involves 4 Anthrocon goers, while one of them was soon to have committed a serious crime. According to the victims, the 3 of them were invited to their friend's hotel. Because their hotel wasn't ready yet, they allowed them to stay the night until their room was available. On their arrival at around 1 a.m., their friend was visibly drunk while letting them in the room and getting ready for bed. And without knowing what set them off, their friend started repeatedly yelling, "Allah does not approve," while beating on one of their roommates with a prop sword. Despite being made out of plastic, it left the victim with gashes and cuts down to the bone. The other 2 roommates held down the attacker, while the injured escaped. The attacker was restrained until the police arrived, and they were charged with aggravated assault. I was a little freaked out when reading this story, because I actually attended Anthrocon 2024. It's just kind of weird to know that while I was having a good time and safely enjoying myself, someone just a few blocks away was having a horribly traumatic experience with someone they thought they could trust.
And that's also something, if you have enough money for yourself, get a hotel close by, get an Uber, bring yourself to the con, drive up and then back home. When I go to Midwest Fur Fest, I live around Chicago area. Everyone can tell by the Lake Michigan picture on my banner. I drive out to Rosemont and then I come back. And then I drive out again, come back, drive out again, come back. Or I just take a Uber up there with my own hotel room and stay the night, go out to the con, come back to the hotel room, shower, go to sleep, stay the night, and then go back to the con again, shower, sleep, stay the night, and check out, go to the con, and then go home. That's what I do for Furry weekend there. Like I said, not everyone is a good person, especially when alcohol is involved. Sometimes people, cannot understand what they're doing or feeling through alcohol, and feelings that are deep inside come out and totally just ruin everything that they are known for. So definitely keep an eye on people when you're drinking and everything. Keep an eye on people, make sure that you are safe, they are safe, and just ensure that you just use common sense. As I've been saying this whole time, use your common sense.
Fist fight incident. Furry Weekend Atlanta 2024. Late night outside of Atlanta's Metro Diner, aka the only place that's open past 12, a furry wearing their full suit gets jumped and mugged by 3 random Atlantean residents. Lots of people ended up seeing the brawl, and some people even recorded it like it was some sort of high school fight.
Dude, what the fuck is going on? Oh, he lost his foot.
But me, I would never record that.
Yeah, what's this fuzzball doing?
Never. I would never record that. The victim's partner ended up sharing on Twitter that everything that was stolen has been recovered and everyone is a-okay. All of this just goes to show that most furries would not swing for your ass. The pizza incident. I don't want to say that every time. It's kind of great. The dirty pizza incident. Biggest Littlest FurCon 2021. It all starts with a furry looking for a room to
I
host
remember
their
this.
party. What kind of party, you might ask? Just a pizza party. Very normal thing that everyone hosts. The premise of the party is a bit too explicit for me to explain, but the hosts did it pretty well themselves.
No one can compare to the party we're going to throw. I don't know if there'll be a better party than the Pizza Come party. And we're all there vibing and coming on pizza together and holding pies while we chit.
Okay, bro. To be honest, the party itself wasn't actually the problem, because whatever goes on in your room is your business. It's just gross. It's nasty. It's nasty. So when it inevitably hit the internet, it kind of popped off and set furry reputation back another 12 years. The gas attack incident. Midwest Fur Fest 2014.
And that was before I went to Midwest Fur Fest. I went to Midwest Fur Fest in 2019, I think. That was years before that. Now they obviously do better things. Yeah, and the pizza incident, it was in the fucking hallway. I don't know who the fuck put the pizza out there. That's disgusting. And then, again, it was really, really late at night. It was a night party, so obviously kids probably won't come across it. But what if they did? Oh, I don't even want to think of that. It's like, no. That dude was wrong for doing that. That was disgusting. And then I feel so bad for the people that actually made the pizza, that they're like, this is the most delicious pizza, and I'm glad I'm this pizza maker now. I made this pizza with all the love in my heart. And then you do that to it. That's fucking disrespectful on pizza. Pineapple doesn't even go on pizza. Your fucking shit doesn't even go on pizza too. Okay. Alright. Moving on.
All the incidents I'll be speaking about in this video, this one definitely pushes towards the extreme of disasters leaking into the fields of terrorism. At around 1 a.m., a bottle containing a strong chlorine chemical was planted and broken in a stairwell of the Hyatt Regency, MFF's main hotel. The deadly odor quickly filled up the building, causing an emergency evacuation, with ambulance and hazmats being deployed onto the scene. A horrible and malicious attack, leaving dozens hospitalized and leaving hundreds in the cold Illinois weather. With an event so damning, I think it only deserves the most justice-fueled coverage from the news.
What? Spread that?
Many still dressed in their furry costumes. Learn something important about this world.
Learned something that we all wish we didn't know.
The rainforest incident.
That's wrong on them. These people are people. They could have died if they were unable to get out. And luckily, there were people that were alive and not fucking dead because of this gas attack. And then they're laughing about it on, like, there was children in that building, just so you're aware. So you're laughing at children getting hurt and possibly almost dying? Disgusting human beings. That's why I hate the news.
2015. The rainforest incident has undeniably the most coverage compared to any other furry convention disaster, due to its attendees going absolutely berserk in this hotel, and copious amounts of nitrous oxide. There are ambulances taking in attendees who had done too many drugs, and even police officers arresting some for selling drugs. Something tells me it might be a drug problem.
2,000 nitrous oxide cartridges, 2 drug overdoses that required ambulances. Drugs was the major problem.
Nah. Rainforest was then denied from rehosting at not only the Hilton, but every other hotel in the vicinity, which only led to Rainforest becoming defunct in 2017. The Free-For-All incident. Free-For-All 2023. Free-For-All as a convention started with the intent of becoming an anti-cancel culture space, where those ostracized for their opinions could still roam fuzzily and freely of judgment. Unfortunately for the controversial figures behind the event, a large majority of furries don't actually like being around a racist or a furry.
I decided to actually get involved with some neo
group to see how they were like, you know? Can't judge people right away.
So, a convention full of negative figures within the furry space, known for their own respective controversies, and then like a handful of their fans. The attendance of the con was an approximate 50 attendees. Meanwhile, this was the convention. I don't typically point and laugh at others' failure, especially since the community is supposed to uplift and welcome others, but the event itself is low-key just trying to be offensive and to prove a point to people who don't agree with their atrocities, so when it severely backfires, it just feels like deserved karma. Due to the performance of Free For All 2023, the organizers decided to cancel all future plans and shut down the convention permanently. And that's a wrap for every furry convention incident. If I missed anything, please leave a comment below and I'll be sure to give it a read. Or just comment the number 27 and I'll heart your comment, no questions asked. Thank you all for 6,000 subscribers. Be sure to join the Discord to
So that was that. That was all the incidents so far that, you know, Zymows can talk about or knew about. Yeah, I've heard of plenty of them, and obviously, like I said, there are adults at these cons, there are children at these cons, and just use your fucking common sense. Stop being stupid. As for the last one, the you know, Confederate flag, fursuit, and all that shit, it's a fucking flag. I don't know why people give such a fucking shit about it, but they do. So you should just respect other people's opinions, and majority vote usually works. So if majority vote doesn't like a racist person, seeing as this flag is deemed racist in this time frame, not that it was always racist, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I really don't give a fuck. I don't really care about history. History was one of the worst things that I was in. I was an artist, writer, and I didn't give a shit about history. I loved reading and writing. As for all that other shit, majority vote, don't be a dick, and don't make everyone in a community mad. Don't be a pedophile. Don't put pizza out in the open with your disgusting fluids on it. Don't decide to, like, try to kill each other. Don't assume that everyone's gonna like you and that everyone has the same morals. If you come across someone that's being hostile towards you because you're wearing a costume, take the costume off, defend yourself. You can always get a replacement. It may suck if it gets ruined, but best way to, you know, win a fight is to have an upper hand, take the head off, take everything that's making it hard to fight this person off, and, you know, call the cops, record them, say, got you on camera, got your face. Best way to keep yourself safe if someone comes at you and attacks you, go for the face. If they've got a face mask, rip it off. Don't care. Jab your nails in their eyes, whatever you gotta do to get them the fuck off you, especially if they're the first ones to take a hit on you. Yeah, I think that's really all I got from that one. Move to like a subscribe button. We'll see you in the next episode of Whatever I Make. Stop being an asshole. Stop thinking that everyone gives a shit about your opinions. And, yeah. Just enjoy your life and stop trying to control others. There are some things that are allowed and not allowed in today's society. Figure it out. I'm not your fucking mother. Later.